James Webb Telescope just detected a massive object older than the universe. Finally, humanity managed to build a telescope with the power to see even further to infinity, debunking established theories such as the Big Bang in just a few months, and showing us images that we would never have imagined to be real, perhaps even proving the existence of life beyond Earth. Today, we are going to introduce you some interesting facts about the James Webb Telescope. Leave your like so the algorithm understands that this content is relevant for you. Don't forget to subscribe and to click the notification bell to get notifications of the next videos. The time has come when humanity has finally managed to build a telescope with a powerful ability to observe space and send back images and videos that will shock us all. Have you heard of the James Webb Space Telescope? This thing has more power than the famous Hubble telescope, which has become much more popular since the 90s as the most technologically advanced space observatory that NASA and the US government have managed to manufacture. That's right, the new favorite telescope of stars and science lovers is the James Webb Telescope. And you will still hear a lot about that name. After all, it's not every day you see something putting the Big Bang Theory in check, or even coming close to proving the existence of God. Sit comfortably on your couch, grab some cookies, and watch the newest video from the GabTech channel that will explain you in detail all about the James Webb Telescope and what's new in the universe. James Webb Telescope, developed in partnership between NASA, the European Space Agency, and the Canadian Space Agency. This is the telescope that has been sending us stunning images of space, stars, and galaxies to Earth. Since being sent into space in 2021, the telescope has made the scientific community very excited. Not just scientists, but everyday people who are curious about space and the universe, just like you and me. Designed with the purpose of being a tool that scientists could use to observe the universe, since birth of stars to the first galaxies to ever exist. This giant is nothing less than the biggest, most expensive, and most powerful space observatory ever developed by NASA, or rather, the entire world to date. The technology of the James Webb Telescope was created with the intention of expanding astronomical research, led until then by Hubble, the agency's most famous telescope, or at least the second most famous now. This creation revolutionized the way scientists see the universe. As the largest and most advanced telescope ever created, the James Webb shows very high-resolution images of the universe, proving to be a successful project. The James Webb Space Telescope was created to see beyond the stars and humanity's future, the past. It uses infrared light, which cannot be perceived by the human eye, to learn how the first stars and galaxies formed, the birth of planetary systems, and even the origin of life. Galileo Galilei, considered the father of astronomy, could only observe the stars with the naked eye. Just imagine how proud he would be right now, seeing the technology we've developed to better understand the stars and the universe. According to NASA, by viewing the universe in infrared wavelengths, James Webb will show us things never before seen by any other telescope. It is only at this wavelength that we can see older objects from the time of the Big Bang. This telescope was also created to partially replace the functions of the Hubble Space Telescope, which was the best telescope in existence until the creation of James Webb. The new telescope is about half the mass of Hubble, but its primary mirror is 2.5 times larger than Hubble's and 6 times larger in mirror area, allowing it to capture more light. The James Webb Telescope is located in Earth orbit, where Hubble is, but 1.5 million kilometers further in space, beyond the Moon's orbit. The telescope's integrated scientific instrument module provides it with plenty of power, a powerful computer structure, very high cooling capacity, and a high stability. So far, the images and data obtained by the James Webb have certainly been worth the $10 billion that have been spent in this entire project to create this incredible invention. The first images from the telescope were shown to the world on July 12, 2022. Experts believe these images taken from the world's largest and most powerful telescope show it is ready to continue deciphering the infrared universe, including images of cosmic cliffs. The most important part of James Webb's design is his giant primary mirror. Telescopes work by using their mirrors to collect more light than the human eye can detect on its own. The more light a telescope mirror collects, the sharper the image and deeper into space the telescope can see. Despite all of James Webb's innovation, his images have left scientists confused, as since those photos were taken, many unanswered questions have arisen. Why are scientists intrigued? The main reason is that James Webb's findings are contradicting and, for some, even challenges the Big Bang Theory. which is the best theory known to this day. The Big Bang Theory tries to explain the origin of the universe through the violent expansion of a very dense and extremely hot particle, which began about 13.8 billion years ago. However, this expansion has not stopped, which can be observed through the distance between galaxies. This is the most accepted theory of the origin of the universe by the scientific community, and was developed and refined in the 1920s, when the study of space became more sophisticated. There are elements that support the Big Bang Theory, but the research for new evidence of its origin continues. The original purpose of the James Webb Space Telescope is to image the first objects that formed when the universe cooled down after the Big Bang. This period is perhaps hundreds of millions of years after the satellites were designed. The tiny temperature waves observed by these satellites were seeds that eventually grew into new galaxies. But what humanity is not sure about is how and when the first stars and galaxies formed. And that's why the James Webb Telescope was created. To answer that question, the confusion that the images emitted by James Webb caused to scientists happened mainly due to the fact that the galaxies found by the telescope are so old they are incomparable with the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory means the most distant galaxies in James Webb's images can be seen around 400 to 500 million years after our universe formed. But some galaxies have shown stars that are at least 1 billion years old. According to the Big Bang Theory, nothing could have existed before it, so scientists believe that the existence of these galaxies is proof that the Big Bang did not happen. Big Bang theorists expected to find galaxies damaged and confused by multiple collisions and mergers, but James Webb images revealed extremely smooth objects and clean spiral shapes, just as we see galaxies today. Data from the paper shows that there were about 10 times more flat spiral galaxies than expected, challenging our idea that mergers are a very common process, and this data makes scientists doubt the merger theory. But what we must not forget is that the Big Bang is just a scientific hypothesis, supported by evidence that may or may not be true. As with several theories that try to explain the origin of the universe, the difference between all of them is the amount of evidence found by scientists to support the idea. The Big Bang is the theory of the origin of the universe, with the highest number of hypotheses today. The Big Bang is the theory of the origin of the universe, with the highest number of hypotheses today, and for this reason, it became popular. James Webb maps new territories in a variety of ways, from its innovative design, its size, its unfolding in space, and ultimately, the high-resolution infrared light images it will provide throughout its mission. The successes and discoveries from the James Webb mission are sure to influence astronomy for many years to come. What about now? Did you feel like watching the stars? We from the GabTech channel do. We are always discovering things about the universe, things we could never have imagined. This was certainly a very important moment for humanity. We are witnessing history happening, and if we are lucky, we will be able to discover many more mysteries that the universe hides from us. Don't forget to comment your thoughts about the images taken by the telescope. And if you enjoyed this video, you definitely want to check the video on the info cards about the possible discovery of H2O and life beyond Earth by the James Webb Telescope. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like so the algorithm understands that this content is relevant for you. See you next time!